Jay and Gay Connection coming at you with the hard questions and the real answers. But the main question we'll always be asking is, why not us? Today, well, we don't have anyone, so...
It is a Why Not Us true podcast. No guests. We're out here talking about topics of the day.
It's a true podcast, you know what that has to mean.
It's a true podcast.
Starting off with a nice, refreshing Natty Light. One day they'll hear us.
Someday.
Not today.
Not today or tomorrow or the next week or the next month, but someday it will.
Busy week.
Busy week. It has been a very busy week.
You didn't know it was that busy until I told you it was busy.
Yeah, I thought nothing really happened this week, and then you're like, wait, I got 1,000 topics to talk about, so
we got Little Dickie.
Dickie.
We know he's been working on an album. We know he's got a stupid show, but he didn't do his freestyle, which, excuse me, I thought it's probably been his best one.
I think it's his best one too.
I
feel like he started like switching up and singing at one point too.
Yeah,
it's like, I got
he went to the
melody,
melody.
something.
He changes up. I like his line though at the end, and he's like, "Don't fuck in an airplane, but I'm coming up."
It's just so simple, but it's smart. Like at the same time,
yeah.
It sounds like he took some time to
and
write that out.
About
but it was like 5
sports.
words. Yep.
Little Dickie in sports is always something.
MJ 96, meaning I'm back on my Bulls shit. Oh.
Are you looking that up right now?
That was on my screen the whole time.
Okay. Yeah, no, seriously. When he goes back and starts talking about sports, it's just his ability to make sports references rhyme also into like everything else. Like he has an entire song, I think, called Sports. I think it's called Sports.
Yeah, it's his old stuff. He's going back to his old stuff, going back to his roots.
That's the thing. He never really seemed like he's ever been in his new stuff.
I just feel like he's just out here doing his thing, and he doesn't even know what he's doing. So he's just coming out with random melodies, random songs, putting them out.
Like it's I hadn't heard that many sports references, which I feel like that freestyle was a test for what his new album's gonna probably be like. Because you're like, oh wow, people loved it.
Yeah, people. I bet that gets millions of views. It probably already has millions of views. But,
it does.
His freestyles, I feel like, are almost more like popular than his actual songs. Almost. He does have those mainstream songs too that might compete with him, but what was that?
So here's the thing with his freestyles. I might be wrong, but he already has all that stuff written down, right? He has his
definitely
rhymes.
came in before that with a like memorized song behind it.
Like freestyling doesn't always mean just off the top of your head, like whose line is it anyway? You know, it's you come in there with the string of thoughts and rhymes that you already have, and then you just got to make it work to the beat that they give you.
Yeah, some people come in there and like don't have anything ready, and it's so bad. But there's so many good freestyles. I feel like you have to write it down before you go in there.
So think about when I have my interview on Sway. It's gonna be all off the top of my head. I've been practicing.
Kick you out of the
I've
studio.
been practicing. No, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna rap, "Try" with "Cry," and that's probably about it.
3 million views first day with Jack Ashmore. Try and cry.
Yo, homies, I'm trying, but I'm still crying. And drop mic and walk away.
Oh, and you will never be invited back to any interviews ever again.
If I even get invited to one interview, I'd be impressed.
We're in an interview right now, basically. We're in the Why Not Us podcast.
We interview people. We're
going to have rappers come on here and do freestyles.
We got some challengers, by the way.
Some challengers?
Yeah.
Podcast challengers?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are talking about starting their own podcast because what we're doing.
Oh, we're getting haters? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah. It's like how Eminem was the one white rapper, then everyone else became white rappers.
So we're the Eminem of the local podcast.
We're not that good, though. Eminem of the local podcast of the good 217 area is probably an accurate statement to give us. But,
yeah, our popularity probably hasn't reached past 20 miles yet, but, we're working on it. We had one podcast with Dave Ramsey mentioned, and people clicked on it because I saw Dave Ramsey.
I think a large percent of those people clicked on that maybe because they couldn't because of Dave Ramsey.
Dave Ramsey's very popular.
What people? I would love to meet the group of individuals that see gay pride parades and Dave Ramsey. They gotta be like,
They're probably just looking for some financial advice. You seeing Dave?
But
Ramsey?
why would they? Dave Ramsey's like a hardcore conservative.
It's controversial.
And we put a pride flag in his hand.
Yeah, that's probably against Dave Ramsey's kind of...
We might have to get in a legal loss situation.
Dave might be walking through the door at any second.
Hey, we are standing with our beliefs of keeping as fluid as possible. We have everything here.
We don't have an agenda here. We're just talking about topics.
We really
Anything
don't.
that comes up, we talk about.
Besides talking about how stupid the Democratic Party is.
Yeah, that
Republicans aren't that much better. I'm not defending them at all.
I saw one clip of that Beto guy. He was like, I want to start talking Spanish, but he kept on messing up his words.
No, they're all bad, dude. They're all bad.
So I felt like he just had like Spanish in high school and tried to go off of that.
That's the thing. There's 10 more.
Yeah, there's
10 more. And everyone's talking about how Joe Biden and Sanders are going to be the big highlights tonight. It's going on tonight, I believe, the other 10. But the thing that frustrates me, and I'm going to give my side of it because I watched the whole thing and then went back and reviewed it. But they had 4 years, man.
4 years and an easy win.
If you're a Democrat, 4 years to find someone. This is probably how it went. At the literally last month, they were probably like, "Hey, so we had 4 years for the Democrats to get their act together and put their full support behind one person. Did we do it? Nah."
Oh wait, we forgot that we have a race to run.
Okay, so what are we gonna do about that? Everyone runs.
You over there from the border, you can come talk to us. Some Hawaiian girl, come up. Joe, you want to come? Joe's probably like, what am I? I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I want to run for president.
Joe's probably inappropriately touching people.
Yeah, Joe's doing
Might as well get the Democratic version. We got the Republican version in there. I hate when they start shaming Biden for that. Yeah, he's kind of an old creep, dude. I could have told you that before, but I mean, we literally hired.
He's a vice president, and usually people in a vice president position.
He was vice president to Barack Obama.
Yeah,
he's okay.
They don't want them to have any power, so they push him into the vice president role, and that's why he was the vice president.
No, Biden was to get your more local conservative farmers on that, because Biden's an old school kind of guy.
Yeah, the campaign and everything, that would be part of the vice presidency as well.
Anyway, you ever see that meme where it's just that dude turning around screaming everyone?
No.
That's how I feel the Democrats were. I want to tie it into that, but I wrote their names down. Jesus, I can't. Warren.
Oh, did the Tulsi Gabbard, did she say anything good? She was in there yesterday, I guess. That was my top person. She was on the Joe Rogan podcast from Hawaii.
Oh, dude, the fact that I don't even remember her talking.
Okay, that's not good. That's not good.
I think their whole motive, okay, and this is why I really want to get more guests in here to talk about it, and I was going to ask you, but they made healthcare reform a small thing about the border issues right now, and then abortion was always the topic. And my first thought is almost everyone there agrees they're gonna say the right thing to get the Democratic votes like that.
You can't.
They're like, it's the woman's right to choose. It wasn't even questions about healthcare, and they were just deflecting to get people to clap for him. And that's why I really want to get someone who's a full-fledged Democrat. I'm like, do you actually believe what they're saying to you? Because I can tell you right now, Republicans, a lot of them know they're being force-fed bullshit.
I mean, both sides in a campaign or in debates, you're not going to get anything juicy out of it. You're just going to get the straight politicians trying to get both sides, trying to get the most amount of votes. So you're not going to say anything controversial. You're not going to say anything that's like a stance against the topic.
That's how fucking Trump beat the Republicans.
Yeah, that's why. If he did something different, that's how he won.
That's why I'm saying. I think Warren and what's his name? Was he like the mayor? Not the mayor of New York. He was like one of the more hated people that were on there. I didn't even know the guy's name. I forgot him. It's like
There's Bill De Blasio.
Okay. De Blasio. You get Warren as your front runner, and De Blasio as the vice. I'm probably instantly hearing a lot of hate on that. But Warren, I hope she's smart. I think. I mean the way she just talked, I instantly felt like, all right, you can talk and people will listen to you. De Blasio, he had enough fire and like intenseness.
De Blasio sounds like a guy's gonna scream in your face.
But he didn't. That's the thing. Like him and her were kind of on the same page, and I really hope he steps down and offers his assistance on her team if that's okay. Because those two right now, after the 10 I saw, were the two best lanes. Everyone else, if you have any sort of brain power, which unfortunately 15,000 people voted for a dead gorilla.
I might vote for him again, actually.
You voted for him last time?
No, I did.
But it just, you could hear the fakeness in all those people. But when Warren and de Blasio talked, I kind of believed what they said. And also, you got to think, you're not just wondering, well, who's going to win the Democratic ticket. It's who's going to fight Donald Trump for the presidency.
And I feel like that's the easiest thing to do, but we have 20 people out here, and nobody knows.
It should have been something that was picked like in that quickly.
Like right the day after the election.
I don't understand how
Bernie
it
out
happened.
here doing it again.
Honestly,
Joe Biden.
you wanted a Democrat, and that's what they all agreed on. Oh yeah, they're like, Donald Trump's our biggest enemy. I'm like, okay, I guess I get what you're saying, but if you all agree that Donald Trump is your biggest enemy, why don't you all drop out and support the two people that you like? Team them up and support them the best you can.
Yeah, they're gonna have another Democratic fight like in the last election where you have
There's
two people
20 of them.
that they're gonna split votes.
There's fucking 20 of them.
You're gonna split votes again in the main election.
Hillary's not in it, so she's not gonna steal votes from Bernie at least, so we don't have to worry about that.
Well, Joe Biden versus Bernie. Stealing votes from each other.
Bernie, no, listen. Bernie is still... He's gone a little wackier, and he's been called out a lot more of his hypocrisy, which, it's facts. I mean, he manipulated it and got what he wanted out of everything, and now he's trying to make it more accessible, I guess. But if you want a Democrat, Bernie as a vice might not be a bad idea. Paired with Warren, I think Warren is about one of your only people that I've seen so far that's going to be able to... See, the way Trump works is... He makes small digs at you until you snap and you start. It just becomes an insult fight. You watch all those elections, 9 times out of 10, it was Hillary Clinton snapping back at Donald Trump for him saying something small. That's...
Just try to avoid any conflict with Donald Trump, and then you might be good. Just try, but that's impossible because you can say anything, and Trump's going to come at you. I feel like.
Well, see, that's the thing. The thing you might want to insult him on is kind of even insulting to people. What are you going to do? Go tell him to grab another girl? That's... Yeah.
No, that already happened during the election, and he still isn't president, so I don't know what to do about
Country's
this
fucked,
anymore.
man.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Drink up.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't even want to pay attention to this.
No, I
care.
really just want to make one post on Facebook and be like, "Hey, election's coming up, Democrats."
I just want the Democrats to get
You had
some
like
good
4
guy
years.
so I can vote for them during the main election, and then that's all I'm gonna really be
Honestly,
focused on.
yeah, like. But here's the biggest thing: it's like, even if they get someone, they're not gonna do anything in 8 years that's gonna matter.
Or 4.
That's just the cycle we've been on. It's the same broken cycle, just
Yeah, we're going
a
back
different
and forth,
face
back
every.
and forth.
Yeah,
And each person has the completely different view of the other person, so we're going to try to switch up all the laws and all the policies. But then after that's done, it's like the end of the term.
you want to know what's kind of spooky?
And boom, what?
So Donald Trump's been tweeting, right?
Oh, did you see the 2022, 20 or not 2020,
Yes,
2024?
it
all the way up
goes
to like 2,000
and it's like
3,000. I'm like, what are you doing?
Flight
man?
or whatever. It's like no.
Like this is the most dictatorship thing I've ever seen.
We got a war with Iran, man. He
Trump's going to sign into law that there's no more elections, and now he's the president of the United States for.
If we officially declare war,
he's gonna. What if he does that? Like,
he
right
has
before
a
the
lot
election?
of rights.
And he's
dude.
like, we can't stop now. We gotta keep on going. We're in the middle of the war.
like you picture Roosevelt, right? World War II. Now picture that power to Trump.
Yeah, but the Roosevelt thing caused this two-term thing, so maybe they're gonna look back at that. But then Trump's just gonna start fighting everybody, and he's gonna get something. And then I could actually see him trying to do that to become president forever. It's not good. And then Donnie Trump Jr. comes up and is the president after him.
We have a king.
We have a king with princes now. Not good. Not good.
Dude, if he would have had Mattis still as like his secretary of war or whatever.
Yes, yeah. State war defense.
Is there a secretary of war? That's not real.
I think it's defense.
I'm an idiot.
I'm not sure either though.
We know our political agenda. We got one. It's called We Don't Know What the Fuck's Going On. But no, if he still had Mattis in his cabinet, I would be a little worried about maybe a potential.
And everybody's resigning left and right, and he's putting in people that he wants. So in the end, we're going to have this huge group of people that he wants. But hopefully, going back to the Democrats, they can do something about that. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know.
I said it was dangerous.
I'm
just zoning out, just thinking about it all. I tried to tell people. I said, that man's dangerous running as a Republican. Nope, he always does this. God, everyone's dumb. I'm going to... Where's a fun place to live that's not here?
Indonesia.
Being a homeless person in Sweden's probably pretty tight.
Sweden? They all look the same. They probably see you and they probably be like, this man is not Swedish.
Oh, you think I'd be discriminated against?
I feel like Swedish people.
You think I'm probably racist and bigoted?
I feel like they have a small population and they don't get out much, so they'll be really confused.
It's like the Mormon family down the street that hides in their house.
Yeah, it might be the Swedish people. But you could probably find a nice little cottage somewhere in the countryside.
Yeah, with all the fucking rejects.
Yeah.
I bet you Sweden's pretty low-key, like, hey, listen.
I feel like Sweden.
I think they're pretty open on about trans and I
feel like they're most open for anything because nothing really happens in Sweden. So they're like, oh, okay.
But I bet you they think, well, we're Swedish, we're better than everyone.
That's probably the truth, but I feel like that's every country, including 100% the United States of America. So.
Who are Americans, dude? We're just a collection pot. Just a bunch of freaks.
I don't know. I don't even know what I am. I think I'm Italian. I don't even know. I think are you Mexican?
A white straight male is an American at this point, dude. That's a bad thing. It's like everyone else, you ask them, hey, where are you from? They'll be like, what are you? We try to trace who we are. Like, well, what are you? I'm like, oh, Scottish, Irish. I'm American. No one says.
Yeah, nobody goes to
There is no foundation of America.
Like, go to another country and ask them, "Oh, where are you from?" I'm from here.
Like, like the only time you see those DNA tests showing a blimp on America is when they were Native Americans. Mm-hmm. We're just invaders.
Yep, we just invaded, mixed every population, every race up, and just found us here. And now we're still here.
We are the biggest scumbags of the world. And I was like, "Yeah, you have American blood in you." You're like, what the fuck does that mean? You don't know.
Yeah, I am not from America. I am from 3,000 different European countries.
And that's the thing. Our fucking stupid minds are all based off where our ancestors are from. Fuck that. Just say you're American. You're born American. You have American blood. Boom. If you are, yeah, I'd say that. I'd say if you're born in this country, you should be considered an American descendant.
What if you're first generation American from, like, your parents immigrated?
You're still fucking American. That's what got us in the problem. It's like, oh, we're the first generation of Americans here. Like, no, fuck, you're American.
There's no first generation of Native Americans, but there's nothing.
Yeah, we kind of took care of that, huh?
Yeah, that was not a good time back in the late 1700s, 1800s, and before that. As soon as the first person from Europe came, calling them savages, not a good look.
Blows my mind, man.
For the Europeans and now us. But yeah.
We're monsters. We're just horrible. I should not.
We're not good people as Americans. Let's just put that down. That's pretty much it.
No, it's like, yeah, everyone individually is good. And I think, honestly, Americans as a whole, we're pretty decent people who just want to better the world. But we're always too stupid to find out how because we're fighting on what's the best way to go about. But, the idea of how we got started is it's a tie between randomly beautiful and just absolutely god awful.
It's like chaos versus wow, this happened. It's pretty cool.
See, that's the thing though. It's not like we look at it and we blame a lot of the European and the Spanish and everything, but really. The people here, they weren't doing too hot. They were over hunting, that was a big thing. But we did that over in Europe and all that jazz too. We did that. I don't know what to call me anymore at this point in this conversation. But, like.
I'm from the cornfields of Illinois.
It was literally, I was born.
Corn grew me.
I was born in a corn stalk. That's the myth right there. That's how you find Illinois. You check the corn, you crack it, and there's a boy. What the fuck?
I don't know what's happening.
So what I'm saying is like it was like the grass is always greener. We look at the Europeans and like, oh, we had everything, but we came over and destroyed these people. We're savages. And, like, yeah, what we did was horrible. But what they were doing was genocide on a smaller level. That's not going to be
sustainable if there's another better way of life.
It was genocide on a smaller level. We just said, hey, we'll take care of that.
Yeah, there could have been an easier way to integrate other than we're going to push everybody to Oklahoma and you guys can live on this square plot of land for a little bit and we'll figure out something later. And then nothing got figured out. So.
Yeah, those are the only people that really need
the true Americans.
Yeah.
Shout out the Inuits. They're great people. I think they're still there, actually. They're still out there on the icebergs fishing and stuff with the igloos. Is that real?
People are just horrible. People are just so bad, dude. Like, we literally hunt whales still. Can we talk about that?
Hunting whales?
Oh, my God. You remember that time you pissed me off? And I
started showing every single...
Yeah.
Like marine wildlife getting killed.
You deserve that. Don't make me mad or I'll watch you see baby dolphins die.
I don't want to see that ever again.
It's horrible.
That's why one of the worst moments of my life. And that's something that
just happens. They have there's this whole thing I think in like in Asia, maybe Vietnam, where they just go and it's like a dog killing weekend. They just kill dogs.
You show that video, everybody's like, oh, we're going there for the weekend for a little festival. I'm like, what are you doing with your life
It's
right now?
fucked, dude. People are human beings. It doesn't matter if you're fucking Donnie T to some scumbag that's tossing a puppy off a bridge. You're just... we need a good plague. Call me Dwight K. Schrute. We just need a good plague.
A plague or something that brings everybody together. But I don't know what that could be.
This is going to get a bit heated here for a second because it's not a good topic. But honestly, the continuation and the prolonging of, like, living... Like, I know this routine that I'm living right now ain't sustainable long term, and I'm fine. And if I want to change, I'll change. But I ain't going to go fight because, like, for healthcare, that it's going to prolong this kind of living.
I mean, just as a society, like, taking a look at every single human being, you're going to want to have longer lifespans. If you can do it, you're going to try it. And, like, if you had technology and had research behind it that shows that you can prolong life, you're going to try it. You're not going to say, oh, we're not going to look at it. We're just going to sit down at whatever the mortality is, like 79 or something. We're not going to be like, oh, this is it. If there's, like, research behind it, we're going to try. But then that's going to be, like, that's as a society point of view. But, like, single people, everybody has their own, like, view on that. Like, oh, I want to live till I'm 120. Other people want to live till I'm 70. You're going to have different people thinking about that. But just like, if everybody's grouped together, you're going to want that rise in population. You see that with like other animals that, like, they are always trying to have more babies. They're trying to have, I think it's fine. We're still good. 24 minutes. We're still good.
Hey.
Like, animals
How are we going to edit that out?
That's good, I think.
That's staying in, but I might fuck up on my... earlier reading.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine at the Why Not Us podcast.
We don't fuck up intros.
We don't do anything wrong.
But no, you're not wrong. Continue with what you're saying.
Like animals. Like, they go to places like invasive species. They just try to mate. They try to have more babies. And they don't think about, oh, we're going to settle down with this number of population. But I feel like there are some animals that do that, though. Like wolves. I feel like... nature
does that, dude.
Yeah, there's some.
You see that constantly outside in, like, Illinois. If you have a higher if you see more, like, rabbits running around, you'll see less fox. Mm-hmm. I've seen actually a handful of fox, and I've seen less rabbit this year. So, there, I know that.
I've seen 2 rabbits and 0 foxes this year.
I've seen 3, just in Charleston. I think there's 2 of them that live over by Noah.
We do live in the cornfields, and foxes probably love cornfields to eat stuff, so...
Dude, fox are dope.
So
fox or foxes?
Foxeye.
Foxeye?
Foxes.
Foxes doesn't sound right, but I know, hey, look at those fox. That doesn't sound right.
I used to have a dog named Foxy. He looked like a fox.
I have a little toy named Foxy.
I think it was a long-haired chihuahua. It looked like a fox, and it was like, that's a fox.
This was an orange toy that lost his nose like 8 times and had a new butt and everything.
Lost his nose 8 times?
Yeah, dude. I had this toy when I was like 3, maybe.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a real... Never mind. I thought you were talking about a real cat for a second.
No, okay, dude. I had a toy named Foxy, and it was a little cat fox. And And
Yeah, shout out to Foxes.
Shout out to Foxy, my boy.
R.I.P.
Where are you at? I know where you at. I put you safely in my closet. Anything else new going on?
With Washington.
Yeah, you did. I figured that would probably go for a good story time, though.
There's not really anything.
No, what did you do there?
Like, all I did was get on the plane, fly to Washington, D.C., and got there at like 11 p.m., and then I went straight to bed because I had to wake up at like 6:37. So I just went to bed, woke up, interviewed, went straight from the interview to the airport, and went back home. There was like nothing. But it was pretty crazy.
You said you're at like the fucking, what was it?
I was driving by it in an Uber.
You drove by it.
But yeah, that was my first time flying, and I had to land in a thunderstorm the first time.
That was your first time flying?
Yeah, that was my first time flying. And well, because my parents didn't want to fly because like 30 years ago they landed in a thunderstorm and I thought I was gonna die if I ever went on the plane.
Wow, and you landed in a thunderstorm.
Yeah, and I was like, I made it out fine, guys. We could have been doing this the whole time. But
we went on that Florida trip. That was my first time flying, and we landed. Our first landing was rough. Mm-hmm. And they said, yeah, that was probably more turbulence and that whatever. And then our flight got delayed. It was a Sunday. It got delayed till like, I think maybe 7:30. And Monday I have to be in at work at 7.
So you're leaving at 7:30.
I got 3 hours of sleep. The second I landed, I got home. My car was dead in Allie's driveway. We jumped that, got that to go home, and then I was asleep for a little less than 3 hours. Woke up and went to work. I watched Game of Thrones on my desk. I was not working.
If the flight didn't delay, would you be back in time? Is that what the plan was?
Yeah. Like the original flight was at like 12, I think.
Yeah, it got delayed 7 hours.
Yeah, there was a big storm.
Okay.
We flew like next to the storm, parallel.
It was kind of cool because like on the intercom or whatever, they're like, okay, we're gonna land, but there's a thunderstorm, so there's gonna be a little bit of turbulence. I looked out my window and like the thunderstorm was below us. I was like, this is awesome. Crazy. And like you could see the lightning coming down, and I was like, what? Where am I even at right now?
We're above lightning.
Yeah. And we went directly through it. It just kind of felt like an amusement park ride, but not that bad. So I was like,
I have to have a seat by the window though, so I can at least see what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, if I didn't have a seat I had a window seat both times. If I was in the aisle, I feel like I would hate myself.
I'd panic.
So I stared out the window the whole entire time.
Well, first time we went there, they all got their seats together, and then I was off by myself. And there's a spot between me and another guy, and that lady, she was a classic flyer, and she was having a drink, and we were just shooting the shit. And as I was watching the movie. The other time, they sat farther back, and then it was just me in the same spot because I like consistency. And, like, this dad and this his daughter, she was, like, 3, sat next to me. And we started hitting that turbulence, and I got a bit rowdy.
Like, nobody was, like, scared or anything. And, I feel like the percentages of planes
Did you have people
down,
clap?
No. I'm happy I didn't. If somebody clapped, I would have started booing you. So I would not. You don't want to clap the probability of crashing a plane from Indianapolis to Washington, D.C. is like 0, guys.
We had people clap when we landed in Florida, and my first thought was, the fuck? Was that like a risky flight or something?
It was actually the most dangerous flight the pilots ever went through, and you had to experience it. But like I feel like that was a good first flight because I had no experience for a good flight, so like this is a good flight then. Yeah, I don't know if it was a bad thunderstorm.
See, that's what I got told. They're like, yeah, it was pretty bad turbulence on that first trip. And on the second one back to St. Louis, I was like, this felt a lot worse than that first one. Mm-hmm. So I have I'm like, I don't care, fuck it, go down. Don't make sure I don't limp away.
Just land in that river over there, and we're all good.
Hudson.
Yeah.
But
shout out to Sully.
Dude, I bet you a lot of pilots do cocaine. Like a lot of stewardess.
I feel like a lot. Stewardess is probably the most boring. Like you just hop on random flights. You're doing the same exact routine every single time with probably the same. There's only 2 of them. Well, my flight was kind of small. There's only 2 rows, and it's like
we had one
here
row.
we go again.
3
exits.
Yeah, I literally would lose. I'd have to be on cocaine to be honest to not lose my mind.
I feel like pilots probably don't because I feel like there's
pilots drink.
Probably.
Pilots drink, and I'm pretty.
That's just kind of a weird.
I'd rather have my pilot be on coke than alcohol.
Well, yeah, probably, but I feel like pilots just have really weird lifestyles. You're like going to take off on a flight. You're going to fly for 2 hours, and then you're just going to chill in this random city with random pilots and just
until your flight back to where you're from.
Yeah, you're just chilling for like long hours of the night, not doing much, and then you have one of the most important jobs in America, not making sure that people crash.
God, yeah, I'd have to be on coke, dude. I would have to be on some sort of drug to keep me that, like, I don't know.
I definitely get that full 8 hours of sleep in every night.
Oh, yeah, I barely, fuck, you saw me take a nap before dude, don't even get me started.
Falling asleep at the wheel, falling asleep at the pilot.
The thing is, okay, this is a great point. If you fall asleep there, though, okay, do you remember that video? It was on the news. They were skydivers and their planes collided.
Yeah, I remember that.
Two random planes, two different spots.
Air traffic controller problem.
Hit. I'm sorry. We're going to blame... you have everywhere up there. It's not like a road or an ocean where you have limited space. Yeah. It's everywhere.
You shouldn't be able to see another plane in the whole entire view.
No, you shouldn't. Unless you're near an airport. That is the only time two planes should ever be that close together. Yeah. How? The second you hit another plane with your plane, unless you're doing tricks or whatever, if you hit another plane in the fucking space, because that's all this is, you should you should not be allowed to live in this country. Kick them out.
Kick them out.
You don't understand how stupid that is to me.
That is pretty stupid. But they're probably like tiny. Were they smaller planes? I kind of forgot.
What the fuck? That strengthens the point.
I mean, if it's near like a skydiving place, you might have multiple planes just flying around in circles, being stupid.
You have all of this. This is not even a big section of
Maybe they got
this.
a tiny square that they have to drop off people at every time.
Your flight area starts from the ground up. There's no escape.
There's no excuses for that. I'm trying to make some up, but I don't think there is any excuse.
Two planes hit each other. What the fuck? You hear about the? It was I think a Russian battleship and a United States cruiser almost got into a collision. It was a couple months ago, maybe. Maybe
not, but
they were going this way, and they were both yelling at each other, the backup, and then all of a sudden, they both do it at the same time. They were like literally within like, I'm pretty sure someone was like the Russians were about to bring out like the Makarovs and start popping off shots.
Trying to blame something on America, anything that can happen.
We won't go to war with Russia as long as Donald Trump is our president.
They're best friends. They will never fight against each other. They will always make up.
Dude, the way the world's going, we might need an ally like Russia.
We need an ally like...
the Russians tried to invade the Middle East. We've tried to invade the Middle East. Why don't we just team up and invade the Middle East together?
I think we both did it, and we both have bases there, and they were like, this is our base getaway, this is our base getaway. We're like basically fighting in a different country. Making no sense.
We had bases, and we were basically fighting.
Bases are basically...
Bases are basically fighting. Okay, there's a pun there, asshole. All right. I don't think so. Was that the case? They invaded the Middle East a lot earlier.
There's like some... Like, we did a drone strike or something, and it was on, like, near a Russian base, and they're like, don't do that near us.
No. Are you sure?
I don't remember.
It was the Saudi Arabia. They gave the Russians a heads up that we were bombing.
Oh, then they didn't like it, but we still did.
Yeah, it was an airport, and we gave them the heads up that... We gave the Russians the heads up that we were bombing, because I think we might have thought there were some Russians that were there. And we gave,
okay.
And we gave Russia the warning.
And, like, there's
and
Russians
then
that right now.
They loaded all their planes and put it underground and in their things, and we did absolutely no damage to anything.
1 day ago, Iran won't be alone if U.S. attacks. Russia is on Iran's side. Russia warns U.S. and Israel that Iran is its ally. So we're gonna have a war with Donnie T.
I tweeted. I said he was going off about going to war with Iran. He's like, the United States still has the best military. I'm like, this motherfucker telling the American people he's going to war over Twitter. History books are not gonna believe the past 4 years.
Yeah, it was all from Iran, like, talking about Trump, and like a news thing misquoted it. They're like, Trump is not a smart person, but then they were like, Iran says Trump is mentally disabled, and then Trump went off on that. I was like, I don't think that was a right translation there, guys. I think you just made that for some clicks, but that got Donald Trump's attention, I guess.
I wonder if people, when I go on a rant about the Democratic Party, I want to make something clear. Yes, the Republicans are just as stupid and dumb, but they're openly stupid and dumb. Okay? When a Republican does something stupid, I'm like, yeah, okay, he's Republican. Duh. When a Democrat does something stupid, it's like, they're like, well, I was just hoping that something else would come from. I'm like, the fuck?
That wasn't my intention to have that happen, but I'll work on it next time, guys.
That's what, the difference is Democrats, when they get caught being called stupid or whatever, they say it was, they were hoping. They were passionate about it. They believed in this thing that they're working on. Republicans are like, nah, we didn't fuck up that bad.
We tried something, didn't work. It's all good. Our mind was in the right place when we did it.
Yeah, Donnie T, you got another 8 years, right?
Donnie T's going to be dictator, and his son's going to be in this place in a few years. So you guys
you
just calm down.
can't blame the fucking stupid rhino for being a stupid rhino. Stupid rhinos. Oh, why I say rhinos are stupid? Because they're stupid. Okay, they can't see, and then they try and they hit stuff with their horn. They're just temperamental animals, and they're dumb. That's a Republican, all right. Democrat.
Well, their sign is the I'm completely blanking. Wait, elephant?
Yes.
Okay.
What is the Democrats?
Donkey.
There you go.
Got it.
But the Democrats are like
donkeys.
No, I wouldn't even give them that because that's just being dumbass and
donkeys.
I don't know, man. Democrats are like fucking an antelope or a wildebeest trying to cross the river. Like they're like, this river, we've been here before. We know there's dangers,
don't worry, guys.
But we're not gonna get snapped.
I didn't have
we
to
ain't
go
gonna get snapped.
Like, my intention was good to cross the river, but
that's it.
That happened.
That's a perfect analogy. And then you got Joe Biden crocodile swimming in the water, and
Joe Biden is his own animal. He's out there just.
No, yeah, he doesn't. He's just jumping on wildebeest. God,
care.
Joe. The fact that they think Joe Biden is a real front contender.
I think he's just the exact same as Donald Trump in a Democratic way.
I don't know what's gonna happen, man.
We'll see.
Warren.
2019 now. 2020.
Warren, just make Warren your front runner.
Just somebody have hindsight 2020 as their campaign slogan, and I'll vote for you. So.
Trust the process.
Shaky. Don't hit the table. It's fine.
Our current stand isn't the strongest.
We have a very... Our setup.
Don't explain what it is. Just our stand is bad. No.
It's paper towels and a candle.
Listen,
we're working on it.
We didn't want to invest too much money into... I'll just be honest. We didn't want to invest any money at this. This is what we had to buy. The mic, and that was it.
But we will invest for the viewers. If you support our podcast, all of our funding will go toward making this podcast better.
We should do something. Like a goal. Like a July month goal for getting new subscribers.
17.
Double?
We need one more subscriber to get 17.
Oh.
That's all I want.
I'm saying we need to get... I think end of the month we should have 40. What should we do for 40 subscribers?
Oh, you're talking about that.
I'll
Okay.
eat...
We're not making... The end of the month is in 2 days.
July.
End of July. 50 subscribers by the end of July. I'm bumping it.
Okay, 50.
Actually, not 40. I want to go down. We got to be realistic with our goals here.
Okay, 50 subscribers. I feel like an eating contest. Eating gross stuff.
I'll eat like 20 McDoubles if we get 50.
That's not a challenge for you, though. It'd be like... No, it's got to be like... You like...
I'll eat a ghost pepper.
A ghost pepper?
Yeah.
We should do it in ranks if we get to like 30. I think 30 is a good start. We should start off with something small like an anchovy.
No, okay.
Anchovy?
I can eat anchovy right now.
Okay. Anchovy for 30. I'm not a big fan. What's at 40?
40, we're going to eat 200 chicken nuggets.
It can't be good food.
Chicken nuggets are good. There's some report that if you eat too many chicken nuggets, you die 10 years earlier.
How many is too many?
I don't know. I just saw
you
that.
get us...
I still eat them, though. I don't care.
Is that still recording?
Yeah. It's about to die though. We might have to wrap this up pretty soon. We got 5 more minutes.
All right. I don't know what else. What we gonna talk about? Little Dickie, Plains, the Democrats.
Democrats. I'm just gonna go back and say like 3 Little Dickie lines that I thought were.
All right, we're gonna
important.
reconnect it back. I feel like we need to do an update video here soon.
Yeah. Stomp y'all out like the Domicong Sioux. Remember when I thought I was Lonely Island? There will never be another one like me.
Underappreciated rappers.
Underappreciated rappers.
Lil Dickie's not on there anymore, I feel like.
Lil Dickie's appreciated.
I think he is...
Everybody loves him.
A little less... Yeah, everyone loves him. But I think he's appreciated less. But, my vote, Token.
Yeah, he's definitely... Nobody knows about him, but he
Nobody knows about him.
He has good flows, and he knows how to go back on beats.
He is good.
Spit something out real quick and make a good song out of it.
He is so good.
Let me think.
Some of his songs get a bit weird for me, but I'm a big fan of Token.
See, I know a ton of them, but I bet nobody knows about any of them. So.
Probably. You know that... Man, where's the...
Shout out to Hoodie Allen. You know Hoodie Allen? Probably not.
Hoodie Allen?
Yep, Hoodie Allen. Named after Woody Allen before his allegations. Started in 2011 with some No Interruption, All-American album, but he's still making songs and he's still underground.
You know New Vices?
New Vice, I heard of it.
That's because I run my mouth off about him.
Okay, I was like, I know the name 100%, but I don't know who they are.
They're the ones that came down to play at Eastern.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
I met with them. They're really cool
drumstick,
dudes.
Yeah. I think Kanye West, very underappreciated.
I'm going to tweet at him.
Kanye West?
New Vices.
Okay. I feel like a lot of
people... They followed me.
They followed you?
Yeah.
Get him on the podcast.
We might.
Let's get New Vices on the podcast. That is our next goal.
Their art, I mean, their music's not bad. I like them. They're different than everything we've ever talked about music on here before. But you guys don't even like that music, so it's like pointless.
I like rock. I can go with like indie type of like alternative stuff, but not like hardcore rock or like hardcore metal. I'm more on like.
Are there still new hardcore metal songs?
I feel like people still try to do that. I think it kind of shifted toward rap, and people just screaming in rap, and they just put a beat on it instead of a guitar in the background.
Music, I feel like music more or less is just going down into one main path. Like it's not. We're not as diverse as we used to be.
I mean, there's like there's waves. Like you have the disco, you have the rock. Everybody like all old people love AC/DC.
Billie Eilish, she's kind of
the mix. She's like pop rap.
She's a new twist.
We don't know. Like you need nowadays, I feel like you need your own genre. Like Post Malone is his own genre too. But there's still people
Billie
doing.
Eilish is her own,
there's still people with the same like genres. But I feel like with the internet and everything, you can still do that and might not be as big, but you still have an audience to do it if you want to do it.
I just think it's a lot harder to be. Like you said, it's like it's no longer genres of types of music; it's types of people in their music.
Like people always say, like, "Oh, this sounds like Post Malone. Oh, this sounds like some other rapper. This sounds like a Kanye song. This sounds like
the death of bands, man." That was a thing. Like, you used to have bands. Like, it was just bands constantly. Boy bands, like, whatever. Just, like, even rap groups were groups of rappers.
Yeah, they had, like, there's still some rap groups, but not as big. Like, when rap first started, what you're talking about, boom, that's where the way you blow up is have a group behind you. Like, NWA.
But you see those guys that kind of go solo, they didn't do that hot.
I mean,
they were big.
See Dr. Dre?
Everyone knows the name. But what I'm saying is, like, they weren't a solid standalone hardcore.
You know Ice Cube?
He did well, but I mean, you look at his group.
You know Tyler, the Creator? He's a rapper from a group.
I'm saying the group was probably the peak of their career.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And that could just be because that's where they started, and maybe that's what
that's where like that first group of fans.
Yeah,
that's where it started. And
that's kind of where my thought goes. Like your startup is probably your peak.
Yeah, you're gonna have the same type of people that with your start, like as you go through your career.
We're about to find out if Lil Nas is actually going to be exactly
We're
that.
1 week through his album. I've heard nothing, so I don't know.
I'm going to keep repping New Vices in this just because I really want to get their Twitter attention on this.
Let's do it. We need them on the podcast.
I would love to have
That'd be a
New
completely
Vices.
different topic. A little bit of how does
I think
one
they're
go on
based out of
tour.
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. That's a guy. I've been to Milwaukee. That's all I know.
It's Milwaukee. But honestly, the people that I kind of want to have as special podcast people that live out of state are just north. Mr. Pickles.
Mr. Pickles.
We're giving Mr. Pickles a shout out.
I want Mr. Pickles the
we
frog
could
on
do
the
something
podcast.
here.
Put him right here.
No, not the frog.
Put him here.
By the way, I'm thinking that I get Terry the beta fish out and he can be our podcast animal.
Terry's our mascot.
Terry is going to be the mascot,
All
ladies
right.
and gentlemen.
Sounds good. I think we should wrap it up.
Wrap it up. All right. All I'm saying is, Mr. Pickles, I'm going to be giving you a shout out, and also New Vices. We want you both on the podcast at somehow, the three of you for New Vices. We would love to talk to Mr. Pickles the Frog, but we know we can't.
I'll feed him a fly or something.
No, dude, he eats like mice. Like, he's a big boy.
I'll go catch a mice.
You don't even know him.
Mouse.
Ugh.
I'll watch 2 videos.
All right, well, half of the J&K connection of why not
I'll watch
us.
all your videos. If you come on this podcast, I'll watch them 3 times.
Dude, he's... Oh, another than Chris Hansen's YouTube. We need to get in contact. I think we could have him as a phone interview, man.
I think he's still fighting legal battles somewhere.
Chris, we love you and support you.
Right.
Keep going on. Kurt Rapper.
Thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Why Not Us podcast. This is the first video podcast. Shout out to Natty Light.
Oh, shit, it is.
It is the first video podcast. So we have another way. Instead of just listening, you can now watch us. I'm shaking the camera. That might have happened multiple times during the podcast. But we're working on it as we work on this every single day. We'll come at you with another podcast later on, probably this weekend.
I know, we're on that ghetto grind right now.
We're just doing random schedules, random videos.
Grind.
We're on the ghetto grind. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.